ẹ kú lé ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà nílé, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ rìnrìn àjò, mo kí yín ẹ kú rìn, ẹ kú kó lè dá tí gbogbo wa ń bá kiri. Mo kí yín. Iṣẹ́ tí mo wá ṣe láàárọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe iṣẹ́ tèmi o. Ẹni tó jẹ́ bí ọ̀gá tèmi nínú ARG, Honorable Ọláwálé Ọ̀ṣun, òun ló ní iṣẹ́. Ó fi rán mi ni. So wọ́n jíṣẹ́ bó ṣe rán mi. Ntẹ́ bá rí inú ẹ̀ tí ò dá, èmi ló ní. Gbogbo ohun tó bá dá ń bẹ̀, Ọláwálé Ọ̀ṣun ló ní. And I'll start with the protocols. My distinguished Senator of the Federal Republic, Senator Femi Ojudu. Our coordinators who are present here, Dotun Taiwo Ogunleye and Bayo Aregbeshola from Canada. I recognize you. I recognize Mrs. Bamidele, the keynote speaker for this occasion. Mrs. Bamidele Ademola Olateju, you welcome her. Ẹ ṣé, èmi ò tiẹ̀ mọ̀ yín tẹ́lẹ̀. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, àmúlùmálà lèmi ò máa ń ṣe o. Ọmọ Yorùbá lèmi, ó sì dá lẹ́nu mi. So mo ti ń sọ lóyìnbó ni wọ́n máa dá sí èdè ìlú wa. Ìyàwó Ọlátẹ́jú, ẹ kú rìn, ẹ kú dìde. Àjíǹde ara ọmọ jẹ́ o. I want to say a big welcome to my uncle and the wife, Professor Adeboye. Professor Adeboye is one of the greatest Nigerian mathematicians that is available anywhere in the world today. I think we should give him a big round of applause. Uncle, thank you for being always there with us. Professor Adeboye did not confine himself to what happens within the university walls. He is a very strong pillar of the Odua Foundation in Philadelphia. When I came in January for a meeting with that foundation, he presided over the meeting. Ekushesa, Agbayin Adale, I want to say a big thank you to all ARG members who are present and who have worked diligently to ensure this conference takes place. Well done. It's not easy putting people together to achieve a particular purpose. It will cost you in terms of time. It will cost you a lot in terms of energy. It will cost you a lot in terms of your financial resources. Well done to you all. And to people who have left their home and family in Canada to be part of this conference, thank you very much. I also want to recognize my two prolific brothers, Pius, Ekunio, Yele, Ajindi Aromaje. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the chairman wrote his speech for me, and like I told you, I will read it the way he has presented it. And it went thus: Southwest Nigeria beyond 2015, securing a better future for Yoruba nation. Being the opening remarks presented at the AFENIFERE RENEWAL Group USA Chapter Conference 2015. I first want to apologize to this gathering, particularly our compatriots in the ARG USA chapter, ably led by Comrade Ogunleye, for not being here with you physically. I want you all to know it is painful for me not to be here. A few months ago, our chairman was in the hospital. He's just getting better, and it will be too much on his head for him to embark on a long journey. That is the reason why he is not with us. But I can assure you that in spirit, he's very much amidst us. I will address you briefly about this theme and hopefully set the tone for a fruitful discussion at this two-day event. The theme has two components. The first is Southwest Nigeria beyond 2015. The focus on 2015, I'm sure, is not lost on any one of us, as events leading up to 2015 suggested that the last general election, particularly the presidential election, was not going to be just an election, but one with a surreptitious plan to conquer Yoruba land by those who see themselves as new feudal lords. But it was proven once again, and proudly so, that Yoruba people can rouse themselves to defend their cultural and territorial integrity. This can-do spirit that we can become a nation we choose to be is what I want to advocate for this conference. Let us carry this same attitude to address the second component of this conference theme, which is securing a better future for Yoruba nation. In essence, dear compatriots and participants, we must internalize that confusion that we can together, under the strict guardians of our socio-political and cultural history, secure a great future for Yoruba within the global community. This attitude must define the core of our being as a nation and orchestrate our actions to greatness. Perhaps the theme unintentionally has restricted discussion at this conference to Southwest, that geographic location that is the historical homeland of Yoruba people. But I am glad to inform this gathering that the work of ARG is not limited to the geographical scope alone. We are connecting with our people across the West African coast, Western countries, and there is a plan to also connect with those in the Latin America. In essence, we should begin to address our mind to the concept of Yoruba beyond the Southwest. ARG believes that the Yoruba culture, preserved, developed, and refined over thousands of years, has a lot to give to the world in this trying time of insecurity challenges and inequality. The foreign diplomats in this gathering should take particular notice of this, particularly Yoruba culture of religious tolerance, Omoluabi behavioral code, and political governance philosophy can help the global community tackle insecurity and inequality. I will now talk about some of the causes that ARG is pursuing in Nigeria in relation to this conference theme. How do we secure a better future for our people? This entails stock-taking, placing where we are side by side with where we should be. By now, we should be able to look at what we have been doing, what have we done up to date, what are we presently doing, and what is our goal for the future in relation to what we should achieve at the end of the day. In 2014, the Ogun State chapter of ARG invited Dr. Femi Folorunso to deliver a lecture on the southwest of who, what, and where, which is most similar to what we are talking here today. I will quote extensively from that brilliant lecture in this remark. Where are we? We are in Nigeria, and the situation in that country is described by Dr. Folorunso as follows. Nigeria is a country stitched together for the purpose of resource extraction. On the evidence of our performance since independence, this still seems to be the basis on which the country continues to be governed. That is, somebody just came around like a tailor without finding out what our goals are, without finding out what our aspirations are, he just decided to start sticking everybody together. Bring the Igbo from there, bring the Hausa Fulani from there, bring the Jukuns from there, stick everybody together so that they could all be mixed together and be able to satisfy the end desire of the man who is teaching you together. As many people, including constitutional experts, have pointed out, the current Nigerian Constitution is a document that is riddled with contradictions, confusion, plain laziness, and not a few idiocies. It is clear that its shadowy creators were decidedly more concerned about creating a document than about asking themselves what sort of country Nigeria should be. And going by the execution of the document since 1999, it is also clear that those shadowy creators meant the document to serve hidden advantages rather than dealing with the complexities of nation building in the early stage of the 21st century. We are therefore saddled with a constitution that makes every elected official a feudal baron, straight from the medieval era, where we should be. The history of modern Yoruba society revolves around the labor of Chief Obafemi Awolowo, and I'm sure we all know who Chief Awolowo is. Awolowo pioneered and promoted on our own soil a model of citizenship that is based on welfare state. This entitles citizens to certain rights and benefits that permit them to make their living standard independent of the labor market. And honestly, when we look back at the achievements of the late stage, I think my being here today and not being able will not have been possible not for Chief Awolowo where you work. ARG is ready to collaborate with like minds so that we can all work together towards securing a better future for Yoruba nation. As we say in ARG, Iṣẹ́ wà fún ilẹ̀ wa. I thank you for listening and I wish you all a memorable conference.